Hello, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Cody, and you're here listening to the Dream Saga, or watching, whichever floats your boat. So, currently, I am recording everything off of my iPhone. So my audio is going through my iPhone, and the video is also going through my iPhone. I attempted for the very first time to splice everything together through a computer instead of my iPad. I've run everything through my iPad before. I've got my iPad with me. Everything's gone through this guy from the very beginning, except for some of the retro stuff, which went through a PC. For some reason, whichever audio or whatever was getting recorded, either the video or the audio, because they were separate, were off kilter, and so they were drifting 2 or 3 minutes into it, and that is super upsetting because I had spent a good 6 hours, because there was quite a bit to that video. I spent about a good 6 hours trying to get everything spliced together, because I'm trying a few different things, especially with the computer itself. I'm trying to add things in the background, just kind of give it a little more liveliness than just me sitting here talking. I typically don't add any of that stuff till afterwards. I've been playing a lot of Overwatch and streaming a lot of Overwatch, so I'm typically going to have that stuff on there. But the drifting aspect was really, I spent a good few hours getting that put together, didn't realize it until the very end. But the very end happened, an hour or so later, when the video got done rendering and processing. And I was like, oh, wait a minute. Totally forgot about that one part at the very end. Need to get that adjusted. Not a problem, really. But it was, I was one of those, really badly dubbed, kung fu movies where there's a lot of talking, but my lips weren't matching it. And so the audio or the video was just slightly too short or too long. And so I played around with the audio equipment that I have to try to figure out where the issue lied. And so right now, it's going through my phone, which my phone is actually working through that. It's a powered USB Lightning to USB. So I have power going to the phone, which is then powering the USB that's connected to it, so it's working. They gave an update to the phone to allow this kind of thing. Same thing with the iPad. On the website, if you look at it, the specs say that you can put in a USB drive, like a little thumb drive, hard drive, or an Ethernet cable. So if you have a USB to Ethernet, you can actually plug that in there. So it's a daisy chain of adapters, but it works, which I have actually tried on my iPad, which is kind of cool. I've done it on a phone as well, which same speeds. It didn't actually, and the thing was, I wasn't connected to the most advanced system when it came down to uploads and downloads, so I couldn't really tell you if it was working better or not. It definitely seemed like it was working a whole lot better. But that is kind of what's been going on. The upload schedule is going to be a little askew for the next few weeks. I am taking some time away from St. Louis and actually traveling to San Francisco for about 3 weeks. I will keep the podcast up and going, that will never stop. I will try my hardest to do a vidcast, but I can't guarantee a vidcast. I am also going to be taking my PlayStation, so I can at least keep some of the streaming aspects if the internet there works well enough, but that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's nothing bad. I'm not going to move to San Francisco, but I'm just taking some time to explore a little bit, to get out of St. Louis, relax, recoup, explore the world. I've never been to San Francisco. So when it comes down to, the ocean, the Golden Gate Bridge, I've never seen any of that in real life. So I really want to experience all of that. And that is, 3 weeks where I'm going to be very happy being out there. I will definitely be happy when I get home, because this is my home. as much as I would like to live other places, I'm very comfortable here. I've got a lot of friends. I've got a lot of good people who surround me, and I'm very excited about that. To talk a little bit about the stuff I'm going to be uploading, I just uploaded my very first kind of like tear down restore video, which people seem to like. It's only been up for maybe about 24 hours at the time of recording this, so I can't really say exactly, give or take, where it's at. But it was a lot of fun, and I've learned so much about myself and how to record these videos strictly off of what I did when editing that video. There's a lot of things that I didn't realize I did, and like placement-wise, camera-wise, all that fun stuff. So it's going to be very interesting coming up. I definitely want to get a proper rig for my phone or get a proper camera, which I have one, but I don't necessarily like it. It's a great camera, but the battery lasts a good, maybe 25 minutes. I only have one charger for it. It's a Toshiba, so the quality is okay. It's definitely not on par with what my phone pumps out, which is kind of weird. It is a little bit older. At the time, it was on sale, so I can't ask too much of it. I definitely will try it out, but I definitely want to try to keep the, at least, image quality consistent across all planes. So, if that seems a little grainier, I don't want to alienate the upload process and make it look like, oh yeah, it's 720, but it's just off. And so I'm going to play around with that. I might bring it with me just to kind of play around with it a little bit more. I do know it has a mic input on there, so I might be able to actually plug my microphone system into it. I'm not totally sure. The fact that this works, just blows my mind. And so that's kind of, I'm kind of rambling here, but that's where I'm at. The whole process of going out there is going to be a lot of fun. I will be posting a lot on Snapchat, so if you don't follow me out there, it's Mr. NerdNet. I'll post a link down below. I haven't created anything for the Dream Saga, strictly because I didn't think it needed it. My personal stuff is my personal stuff. The Dream Saga, there's no real need to have a Dream Saga Snapchat. Instagram, Twitter, that's just for, I'm doing this, or, hey, this is, something I got. But I don't think it needs it. If you think different, let me know. Let me know in the comments below, or email me, or tell me in person if you listen to this. I got some good feedback not too long ago from somebody who I've been friends with for a while, who's, kind of like, hey, man, I listen to you all the time, and I think it's awesome, but when you have other people, do this and that, I'm like, all right, definitely think about it. Definitely go in that direction. The upload process for me has slowed down a little bit. I'm finalizing everything with the audiobooks, so once I get back from my trip, that should be in full focus and be able to go straight into that. I've been mainly focusing on PlayStation 4 based games, Fallout 4 and Overwatch. It's a little easier for me to handle those kind of things with the classic games. With the classic games, I have to hook all that stuff up, which I do have everything hooked up, but I have to then turn on a different computer, power that up, get that going, try to get the software working. I have had nothing but problems with the Elgato game capture software. That stuff, I have to close and open it several times for it to start working. Even then, it keeps saying I have low bandwidth, or the computer can't handle processing something at 30 frames per second, and so it won't stream, which when I had a big iMac that was relatively pumped up in specs, I didn't have any of those issues. It got hot, but that was also because it was a giant piece of metal, and it wasn't really, the video card definitely wasn't meant for it, so it was a little askew. But I definitely think that I'm gonna try some different things. I'm always looking to do something better, something greater. I have to order some parts so I can actually do some teardowns and restores of the retro Nintendo consoles. I have one of them taken apart, but that one it has to be repaired. And so that was my Nintendo Entertainment System. That one, I think the video card went out on it. It just allowed a gray, garbled video, and I think I've talked about this before. The Super Nintendo, GameCube, N64, pretty much any of the more modern classic consoles that I have a proprietary security screw that Nintendo thought was awesome, and the bit I had that went along with the other repair stuff that I kind of showed off in the teardown video, stripped. It was not made very well. It kind of just fell apart after a couple of uses, and I actually had to like halfway glue it onto the actual screw and then pull it apart. And so it was a little odd. I definitely hope that the next time I buy it, which they're not expensive, thankfully, but I hope the next time I buy it, it's much more reasonable and holds up a lot better. And it's not that I'm, over torquing it or not pressing hard enough or anything like that. It just started to fray. Ooh, sorry. It just started to fray almost instantly. And it fell apart. I was able to get one N64 opened, and I believe I was able to take apart a Super Nintendo. And that was it, and it was gone. I still have the smaller one for the cartridges, which, I've opened up, I don't know how many to clean those guys out and clean up the casings, and not an issue at all. It's just that bigger one. And so I don't know if it was just a bad luck, with that security bit. I can't really blame the person who I got it from, because I'm sure they got it from somewhere else or they made it. I don't know. So I want to kind of get back on the topic of San Francisco. There's a few things that I'm really excited about. One, experiencing the food of San Francisco. I'm going to try to go to Alcatraz, and also I want to see the Golden Gate Bridge, which I mentioned a little bit earlier. It is one of those cities that I've seen depicted in television shows, movies, quite a few animated movies. I think it was the Aliens versus Monsters, whereas the giant girl and all the creatures, like the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Blob, just a lot of very kids movie. And then recently in Big Hero 6, which was more, was it San Francisco, where it was it was a little different, but still, there's that feel, of San Francisco there, and I really want to experience it. I have only been to a few different cities, St. Louis, Chicago. I've driven through, the south and northern routes to get back to Vegas, but I've never actually been to the ocean. And so that's definitely something I want to do. Something I want to see and experience. I want to, just be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. This is not going to be a huge, long podcast. I've been trying to cut back on the time of these guys. I have kind of noticed that the shorter ones are a little bit better, strictly because there's not a huge amount for me to talk about. I can go about, current events and drama and stuff like that. I just don't want to do that. I like talking about video games. I like talking about what I'm doing. I like bringing other people into it. I couldn't bring anybody this week. I might have some guests while I'm out there with anybody, the people that I'm staying with, if they're comfortable being in the podcast. So who knows? We'll definitely get back on track with getting more people into the studio, getting these audio adventures up and running, which I'm super excited about. The first episode was finalized, and so we just need to go get the second episode script and get all that finalized, and then we can cast it, which I'm really excited about. I think this is going to be great. So, we've been going for like 10, 15 minutes. I can't see anymore. I used to have a monitor off to my left that would show me everything. I'm just kind of going off the play music right now. So, I'm going to cut it. You guys have a great rest of your weekend. I am going to keep everybody up to date on Facebook and major, you know what I'm saying. The majority of it will be on Snapchat. So my leave of St. Louis, my arrival in San Francisco, and then just throughout my day on what we're doing. So you guys have a great rest of your afternoon, your weekend, whenever you're watching this, your day. Stay positive, stay pumped. Thanks for listening, and you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm going to keep saying that. Bye.